and then some prompt for the decade or something like that for all of those?
Yeah, exactly. So we're basically just passing over the image, and then actually in the app, all we're saying is running it through the different decades. So just reimagine this person in the style of that decade. That's really all it is.
Nice.
And then include clothing, hairstyle, photo quality. And you see that it reflects all the different sort of details that you would see in that decade, which was really cool.
And
Yeah,
Amar,
this is nice.
how did you create this app?
Yeah, it was pure vibe coding. So I basically, in a couple of prompts, was like, hey, I would like an app which allows me to see myself through the decades. I'd want them to be in a Polaroid format. So it kind of gave me the base app pretty quickly. And then it was just refining the details. I want to drag the Polaroids around. Another thing you can do in this app is like you can shake one and it'll regenerate. And so,
What?
yeah,
Sick.
Fun.
the
That's
little
sick.
details like that, the model was just good at adding. And there we go.
I was going to say, Amar, that this is clearly you have too much time on your hands, but the beauty is that it's all vibe coded. So we didn't need to actually build these. I love this, though. I think we've also seen, I saw on X a bunch of people remixing this Past Forward app live. So do you want to actually try and we can remix it live and see if we can make something new from the starter template?
Yeah, sounds good. Maybe instead of the past, we can do the future. So I could do something like update the system instructions so that I can see myself in the future instead of the past. Do 2030, 2040, 2050, etc. So we'll fire that off and see what the model comes up with.
I love it. In the meantime, Kat, do you want to show some of the other? We've got a ton of different starter apps, and I think also we can perhaps show the like from scratch experience as well too.
Yeah, definitely. We should do both. So yeah, as Amar was showing, if you go into the build tab in AI Studio, we have a bunch of new apps all tagged with Gemini 2.5 Flash image. And Amar was just showing this first one, Pass Forward. I'm going to show you some of the editing capabilities with the Home Canvas app. So what this app allows you to do is upload a product, upload a scene, and then picture that product in the scene. So I'm going to go ahead and upload from my living room that is right behind me live here so we can all comment nice things about my living room because I'm sensitive. So I'm going to upload a pillow because I think I need new couch pillows, and then as well as an image of my couch. And I can go ahead and drag this image over. And then Gemini 2.5 will take the context of the product image and then the scene that I've given it and adjust the product as needed to mix it directly into this source image. So you can imagine super useful for, it replaced my ugly striped pillow with a nice matching orange one. And we can see that this photo was taken head on of the product, but it was still able to adjust it and add it to the corner of the couch to make it look very natural. And I'm curious, I want to try something a little harder, not quite a product, but I've been wanting a pet really badly recently. So I'm going to picture what it would look like if I just had a cat and had a bud around all the time. That would surely be walking over my keyboard right now. But similarly, not quite a product, but a cat. If I drag and drop this over, I can see 2.5 added. This is my friend's cat, Porto, directly onto my couch. You can see it started to add a shadow based on the light coming in through my window here. So very much amazing capabilities with editing with 2.5 Flash. Super, super fun to play around with. Super useful for moving into new apartments. But yeah, I'll go ahead and kick off a new generation as well. And then maybe Amar, we see what happens with your remix.
Yeah, let's do it. So back here, so the app you can see the thoughts that the model had. That's another thing you can see when you're vibe coding and how it was like thinking about editing it. And so clearly found out that there's something about decades and then started reflecting that in the file. So it also renamed the app to Future Forward instead of Past Forward. And so little details it noticed and cleaned up. And now actually, let's put our favorite product manager into the mix and see what he would look like in the future.
Wait, favorite product manager?
Well, God, you're my favorite. Well, just for the live stream.
Interesting news.
I will address that in the long one.
Here's the real question, Amar, is it going to put us in like is it all going to be like robot future, or is it actually going to be, let's see, I'm curious how far ahead in the future it really looks. The model thinks we're going to have truly flying cars for the next 50 years starting next year.
Say utopia. Yeah. Wow. And like, apparently Bluetooth headsets make a comeback. So
Good to know.
yeah, but fashion seems to be fairly standard. So yeah, interesting look into the future. Pretty cool.
Yeah, this is sick. I feel like the big takeaway for me is like just how easy it is to be able to like continue to iterate on the fly. And I think and I don't know if I saw other people doing this yet, but if you haven't used this experience and you're just looking and like tuning in for the first time, AI Studio slash apps has a bunch of these experiences that we're looking at. You can share a bunch of this stuff. You can download the code. It's fully portable. You don't have to stay in AI Studio. But yeah, Kat, do you want to show? We've got more cool examples if we want to keep going through all different model capabilities.
Yeah. Well, I'm working on a new generation right now, so we can see the start from scratch generation. So what's great about AI Studio is we just launched this new model, and you can already go and create new applets using this new model. So I'm trying to build this ad visualizer where basically I'll be able to upload a product image and then put an advertisement for it in a bunch of different scenes and contexts. But I can see as the model's generating, I can see that it used the 2.5 Flash image preview model string. And as Amar was noting, you can see all the thoughts from the model. So Build is always using 2.5 Pro for generations. I get that question on Twitter sometimes. So just FYI, it is 2.5 Pro. Amar, we need to add that to the UI, add it to the list. But and what's super cool is we can see I got an error in this generation, which happens with vibe coding, always vibe based. But AI Studio will catch that error and automatically go and try to fix the error. And a couple other things while it's working on that you might notice is this UI looks pretty different than it did 24 hours ago. So we just made a bunch of updates to the UI across AI Studio and within applets to really focus on the preview for your app generation, give you more space for your code assistant. And then as well, you can flip back and forth between the code, of course. So it looks like Gemini was able to resolve this error. Let's check if we are working. So I'm going to upload, I'm trying to gain points with Amar because I just found out Logan's his favorite PM. So I'm going to upload Amar's book available on Amazon and go and try to put it in a city billboard context. And so this is clearly, not a high def product image or stock image. It's just a photo I took of Amar's book on my desk. And Gemini 2.5 was able to put it in this futuristic looking city billboard theme.
I mean, the sales are just going to go through the roof with this.
Yeah, 100%.
I think the real surprise of this story, Amar, is that I never got a copy of this book. You're giving away copies to Kat and everyone else, but somehow I was not able to get one. So
I know you'll give me feedback. So
Amar, I need you to sign mine tomorrow in the office.
you bet.
Make it feel legit. So cool. Let's see. Yeah, what these different contexts look like. Let's try the London bus stop example.
And Kat, really quick, what was the original? I think I saw your screen when it had already started generating. What was the original prompt for this app?
Yeah, so you can see it on the left here. I basically said allow the user to upload an image of a product and then visualize it across different ad surfaces. A couple of the things that I like to add are, using a clean aesthetic and adding emojis instead of icons, because obviously the model loves to create its own SVGs. It's very creative in that way. But a lot of these things we're also iterating on the build experience in AI Studio so that you ideally don't have to add these little nuances in the future. Oh, wow. This is super cool. This is London bus stop. It knew I was going to London in a few weeks, so it already added that context. Super cool to see. And then it looks like the model added, a subway ad for Amar and I in New York, so we can try this out. But yeah, very cool to see how Gemini 2.5 Flash image can take just a simple image and put it in all these very cool contexts. Oh, a magical adventure awaits. Yeah, that's another advancement here is the new model's very good at text rendering. So you can add different text strings, etc. So one of the things I might actually try remixing with this with is the ability to add a promo. So if I want to say that Amar's book is now 100% off. So I'm going to go ahead and run that prompt. Let's say
a crazy discount we didn't talk about.
well, you need the sales. Add the ability to include promotional.
Also, the New York subway has never looked cleaner. That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah, while we remix this one, can we, Amar, I think you have, there's like an AI powered photo editing app that we wanted to share as well.
Yeah. So let's go to that one. So if I give it a photo here, and we can do a bunch of things here to actually just edit details of this photo. So for instance, maybe we want to change the back.
Mustache. We need a mustache.
All right. Okay, let's do it. Give me a long.
This was my, I'll make for the record of why the mustache one I like as a test was the original 2.0 Flash native image generation model that we launched, I think like 4 or 5 months ago, earlier this year. I did a bunch of examples of just like adding a fake mustache to myself. And yeah, can you zoom in actually? One of the things that I noticed was just like the way that the mustache was being attached on the image almost looked a little like photoshoppy. This looks legit. Like I think
when we speak to Harrison next, I think this is what he's got to work on.
That's what he's got to work on. I agree. This adds like a flair of
yeah, I like how you masquerade it as an eval, Logan, whereas you just want Harrison to grow a mustache.
Yeah, it's quite the look. I almost think he needs a top hat now too. Like I don't know, it's something about it.
Do it. Let's see. Does it work? I also don't think we've mentioned, but this is one of the like this use case of this like super fast iteration on images, I think is like the part of the story of like why Flash shines so well for this use case. I think if you had to wait like 45 seconds, this would be like so much less fun to me. And because you can just continually iterate and do these in like 5 or 6 seconds, it makes it a ton of fun to jump between these examples.
Yeah, I gave him a monocle too while you were talking. So now he's ready for the Monopoly board. It's a natural.
It's awesome. What else can this, so this is kind of like this app is a little bit of Inception. It's a AI photo editing app that has like some like deterministic controls plus the model itself being able to do some of this stuff. I feel like it's very small on my screen, but I think there's a bunch of different options.
Yeah, so the model can do a bunch of things. So that was the retouch thing where we can add details. There's also filters we could apply. So maybe we want to see it in more of a anime or cartoon style. So we can actually do that. And it'll apply those kinds of filters to it as well.
My anime prompts were not working very consistently, so we'll see if it works for this one. Did you say cartoon or anime?
Well, we'll find out. I picked the anime filter. Okay, yeah, it's a mix. Not bad. There you go. Put that on a t-shirt.
I love it. Yeah, that is t-shirtable. Kat, you were remixing before. Do you want to show how it ended up going?
Yeah, while you all were yapping, I was remixing and started off a new generation. So if we look, the simple prompt I did was add the ability to include a promotional message, and 2.5 Pro went and added this nice little text box. Obviously, again, Amar's book is now free, and you can see it generated. It did go back to the 70s newspaper styling, but it generated this newspaper ad 100% off, and I could go try that with the billboard, etc. And one thing I want to call out that we just launched overnight, so would love your folks' thoughts, is we also added these suggestions into the app builder so that while you're iterating, you can just get in the flow, continue adding different options. These will expand, so improve UI layout. That's kind of passive aggressive. I feel like the UI looks okay, but it'll expand into this full prompt that you can then go ahead and run, and 2.5 Pro will take it from there. Yeah, let's check on how my other generation's going. Oh, cool.
Yeah, Kat, really quick too. What's I think it's 2.5 flash light behind the scenes that's actually powering these suggestions.
Yeah, exactly. It's 2.5 flashlight. And yeah, we have some, custom instructions and all of that, but it has awareness of what the current state of your app is. So it should be contextual to what features you've already built, how your app looks now, etc.
Nice.
Cool.
Love
Yeah,
it.
so I kicked off a new prompt that says, let a user upload an image and apply different filters. So I can see here, I can, drag and drop an image or click to select. So I'll just select my headshot and then go ahead and apply different styles.
Kat, I feel like one of the failures for this is if we all don't end up with better headshots after releasing this model, I feel like it's going to be a.
Mine's from 2019, so it could use some updating. I need to use Mars app to get a future looking one. But cool, yeah. So I can see different styles here, pixel art, and see applying filter. I like this little animation that I added, and that's one of the great things about vibe coding is you don't have to think about it; it just vibes. Cool. Hit an internal error as happens. It's launch day, so the TPUs are burning.
TPUs are burning, and all three of us are running through our AI Studio quota very quickly. So that's the other problem.
Yeah. I'm going to do one more prompt to do outfit visualization. So again, this will take a few, but what this is going to do is allow you to upload an image of yourself, upload an image of an item of clothing you may want to try on, and then visualize exactly what it looks like. So while this is generating, Amar, do you want to highlight some of the new UI updates in AIS?
Yeah, sounds good. We've actually been making a bunch of updates to the broad AI Studio UI while we've also been adding all this cool vibe coding stuff. And so we've heard your feedback. It's hard to find models. We've made that a lot easier. So now there's a new model picker you can go into. You get all sorts of details from the documentation. You can actually jump to the docs directly by clicking the button here or copying the model string. And then you can also just view all the different modalities that we have to offer. So if there's image generation stuff,
our pictures are sitting on top of some of this, so I don't know if we can. I don't know if our production team can move us first. Oh yeah, zooming in actually works.
Yeah, no worries. Good shout. So zooming in, you can kind of see you have the different tabs. We definitely won't click that one on the live stream. And yeah, you get all the details that you might want in this. We've also heard you want filtering. That's coming soon. And then what this is also hinting at is we'll have one playground soon where you'll just be able to switch between all these models without needing to jump through different pages. So that'll make that part really seamless. The other new feature that is one of my new favorites is if you've ever had long conversations, it sometimes is really hard to jump back to the right point in that conversation. You have to scroll all the way up to find that point. But now we've added this timeline so you can actually see the different parts of your conversation and you can jump to it. And my favorite thing, a little secret, is if you hit the up and down arrows, you can actually just like flip between them, hit enter, and you'll jump right to the point you were looking for. So yeah, nice little tweaks here and there to make your AI Studio experience hopefully a lot more easy to use.
Yeah, I love that. We've also there's another thread of this around like just consistency of what the experience is like in the chat UI for when people are prototyping with the models and testing out the capabilities, to then also what they see when they go to build, and making sure that there's like a consistency in the UI experience and the buttons are in the same place and they all do the same things and all that. So I'm excited for that to land. So it feels like as you do the whole spectrum of different use cases in AI Studio, get an API key, prototype, test the model, just send a bunch of like basic requests, go and build an app. It feels like the same experience everywhere, which I think I'm super excited about.
Yeah, 100%. Kat, how's it going on your end?
It's going great. So Gemini generated, so this is an updated prompt that says, help me visualize an outfit. Gemini generated this nice, simple UI. I like it. And I uploaded a photo of myself, photo of a clothing item, and then got my virtual try-on of me in this beautiful black sweatshirt, or as we like to say, Amar's daily office outfit.
Officially a product designer, Kat.
Thank you so much. Yeah, any Amar Logan, any thoughts on how to remix this?
Ooh. Could we do multiple, like try to bring in, like I think one of the biggest takeaways for me in the applets experience is it lets me do, and I'd love to show the thing that I vibe coded, which is very basic, but like hits on this point of the chat UI is great for some of this prototyping to just like really quickly test the model capability. But when you want to do like a really deep experience or a wide experience, it's hard to do. You can't have like 15 different things in a single chat turn. So that's why like doing stuff through applets or through the build tab is like a great way to actually bring that experience to life. So I feel like it'd be fun to combine like 5 different things and see can the model actually do that all at the same time, Kat.
Yeah, I just asked. I didn't ask for 5, so give me grace if it's only 2. But we'll see what we get generation-wise. And yeah, I always like to see the updates that the model's making. And the other thing that I think is nice in applets is if you hover over each of these file names, we give you a summary generated by Gemini of what exactly we changed in each of these files. So it's super nice when you're vibe coding large applications, a bunch of files are being created, you don't always know what's happening. So here you can see exactly what we did in each file. And then when we make edits, we'll also show you exactly what we edited in a given file. So super useful for actually staying aware of what is changing in your application.
Yeah, I love that. This is my continual reminder for people who are tuned. I assume not everyone has been here the whole time. If you want to kick off and like do a very similar experience to this, AI Studio, ai.studio/apps, top left-hand corner, and you can actually follow along and build a bunch of this stuff as we build a bunch of this stuff. So hopefully you can vibe code live with us. And if you have things that are cool that you're building, there's a comment section somewhere in the internet that someone will find all the cool stuff that you're sharing, and Katamar and I will go and remix a bunch of it after this as well.
Yeah, or just blow up Logan's Twitter mention.
Don't blow up my Twitter. Kat and Amar, send it to them.
All right, let's try. Let's see how this is going. I am gonna try adding a top hat and the same sweatshirt. This is also Amar's daily look. And then let's see if we can visualize.
The moment of truth.
I am 100% showing up with a top hat tomorrow.
Oh, speaking of, apologies to everyone on Twitter who said you all better be in banana costumes for the live stream. Lost in the mail, or we didn't have budget, or something like that.
I was looking around my apartment to see if I could just put some bananas behind me, and I was out of bananas. So it's been too much banana stuff for the last 2 weeks.
Actually, fun fact: I'm allergic to bananas. So
what?
I can't believe this is just coming up too.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so it looks like the model a little bit misunderstood me. It's generating 2 separate images and letting me try on all of them at once. So I can keep prompting and iterating on that to get to ideally one combined image, but I don't want to make you all sit here
Pat,
and the model.
You keep doing this. I want to show my 15 image collage, and I want to see if you can make the model. I feel like it's literally just the request object needs to like pass comma image. That's like prompt comma image or something, and I feel like that should do it all in one. So this is also a nice example of like sometimes if you're a developer and like having a little bit of knowledge of what's actually going on can be really helpful, because you can go into the code and just manually edit whatever you want if it's like the model keeps making a very, very simple mistake or something like that.
Yeah, so if you go to this code view, you can navigate all your files, search across them. The Gemini service will usually have exactly what model you're using. If you're a vibe coder and prompt engineer, you can also edit the prompts here as well. So super useful to Logan's point for if you want to edit specific things and have awareness and all of that, you can go and directly edit. But instead, I will vibe code.
I love that. Let's keep vibe coding. I want to show this collage just because it makes, I don't know if it's showing up on the screen or not, but I like this. This was a really simple prompt of just making a AI powered app collage. And I still don't think my screen is up on the screen. So I can just describe it. And you can imagine how cool it is. Awesome. There it is.
Spoiler, lots of pictures of Logan.
Lots of pictures of Logan. But I think the cool, like what
Yeah.
I love about this, and I'll let the haters keep hating. What I love about this is that there's like so many cool, distinct visual styles that like I wouldn't have come up with myself. And this just like abdicating the responsibility to the model to like come up with a bunch of like, this is actually pretty sick. I really like this one down here. And I feel like this would make a great new profile picture. So I feel like there's something interesting with being able to, and I think the prompt was just make me a Gemini 2.5 Flash image powered collage app where I can put in an image and the model will make 15 variations and then put them all into a single UI. So it was really fun for like this iteration standpoint. So lots of cool stuff. Kat, while you're continuing to make sure that we can make that example work, maybe we can actually bring Nicole up to talk about the model and vibe code live with us, or just talk about the model, whatever you want, Nicole. Do you want to introduce yourself and say hi?
Hi, everybody. I'm Nicole. I'm a PM working on image models in Google DeepMind, so including Gemini 2.5 Flash. We're super excited about this release. I'm excited to join this. I love all the things that you guys have vibe coded so far. I don't have my laptop on me, so I'll watch you. But feel free to use my face for some of these.
You've been having too much fun playing around with this model, so it's good to let other people enjoy it and save some of the QPS for the rest of folks. But do you want to, Nicole? You, me, and a bunch of folks on the research team, we actually recorded like a deep dive conversation about like some of the background context on the story and of the model and all the stuff that it took to create it. Do you want to give us like some of that story now live of what you're excited about from this model, the things that it worked really well, what's coming next, all that?
Yeah, and you've talked about this a little bit, but obviously folks have seen 2.0 Flash from us earlier this year. This was in March at this point, I think. We got a lot of good feedback. We got a lot of good feedback on that model. People loved how fast it was, how you can kind of quickly iterate on generation, editing, kind of some of the things that you have already talked about. We also got a lot of feedback on things that weren't working with the model. And we love getting that feedback, so please do that here too. Some of the things that you were mentioning around when you make edits and you try to insert like a mustache on someone, it could look a little bit copy pasted, like it wasn't blending as naturally. The visual quality was kind of behind our Imagine models, which the same team works on, by the way. And so we really wanted to kind of push that forward. And we also really wanted to push consistency forward. And so those were really kind of the big focus areas that we focused on with 2.5 Flash. I'm super excited where we landed. Like the visual quality is amazing. Our instruction following has gotten a lot better. And the edits just look much more natural, right? Like I'm just looking at a ton of images of you on the screen. You'll see some of that in that deep dive conversation as well. We love making images of Logan. And so I'm just super excited about the progress we've made, and this general kind of consistency capability is something that we really wanted to push forward, and it translates into being able to do like the demo that Kat was showing, where you can show furniture in a room and kind of reimagine what your space could look like. You can also do this with characters. You can do this with yourself. It just feels like a really new kind of way to interact with these models that is super exciting.
Yeah, Nicole, I feel like people are blown away. I don't know how much we can say about what's next, but like I obviously send us examples of things that don't work and we'll make the model better at those things. But do you have a sense of, are there any particular, I know we also put out some documentation about like specifically known limitations. I assume those are things we'll want to get better on, but anything that's top of mind for you as we keep pushing the editing and generation rock up the hill?
Yeah, without saying too much, one of the things that we know this model isn't as good as we would like it to be at is text rendering. So, like simple things work relatively well. And when you specify the text, it works pretty well. But when you do something fairly generic, like make me a menu for a new Italian restaurant, and then the model has to kind of come up with what text goes into the image, like we know that doesn't work as well as we would like it to. So there's definitely one area that we want to work on. I think you mentioned stylization earlier. That's also an area that it works quite well for some styles, but not for all of them and not consistently enough. So that's another area that we want to continue to push on. And Logan, when we chatted, we also talked about kind of pushing on this factuality frontier. So like when we make things like infographics, making sure that they don't just look good, but actually also have accurate information and, can be useful in kind of use cases that we haven't been able to do before. So I'd say those are kind of the main things that we want to continue to push on. And obviously, like, send us feedback on what you see working with this model, and we will add that to our backlog and work on fixing it.
I love that. I feel like zero shot or single shot Italian restaurant menus got to be on the clear path to AGI. I feel like if you can do that, you can do anything. That sounds like an incredibly difficult, specifically like image generation task to make happen.
This is going to be our AGI benchmark now. You heard it here first.
I love that. Nicole, really excited. Thank you for hanging out with us. If you want to stay and vibe code with us, you are welcome to. Otherwise, I'm sure we have a million fires to be putting out right now to make the launch continue to go smoothly. You're on X, so you're now officially on X.
I am officially. You made me get X for this launch. Everyone, it is Logan's fault.
You can
So
still get it sub 100 followers. Go follow Nicole.
Yeah, follow Nicole. Send things that don't work, send things that do work, and please pass on our thanks to the research team for all the hard work and making it happen. And thanks for the late nights of pushing from a team perspective to make sure that this model got out the door.
Thank you. Thank you for making the model shine. I'm sorry, Kat.
Nicole, one more question from the Twitter folks. Why Nano Banana? Top of everyone's mind.
Credit goes to Nana, who's a PM on our team, who came up with the name at 2:30 in the morning during one of these long nights that it took to release the model. And she thought it was funny, and it is funny. And it just took on its own life. So credit goes to Nana.
And we love it.
All good memes start with some PM 2:30 in the morning coming up with some random idea. So I love it.
That's awesome.
Sweet. Well, thank you again, Nicole. Amar, you want to get back in and we'll see some more vibe coded examples. And I think you had a filter one that you wanted to show us.
Yeah, so this one is made by the folks in Creative Labs, always cooking up something fun.
Shout out Creative Labs really quickly. The Creative Labs comes up with the coolest stuff. They're all on X and Twitter and other places and come up with a bunch of stuff that ends up in AI Studio. Incredible.
Yeah. Dan, Alex Chen, shout out to you guys who cooked this one up, always giving us new toys to play with. So Logan, I was getting a bunch of comments competing with your mustache. So I think I'm just going to go with the big beard filter here in this one. And who knows what's going to happen, but I'm going to take a photo of myself. And it should, down here, give me a beard. Let's see what happens. But it seems like I can just queue a bunch. So maybe an 8-bit. Oh, wow. That is not the look we're going for. So, yeah. But certainly gives you a run for your money. And then we got the 8-bit one. That's pretty cool. Wow. Really nice.
That is cool. That seems like profile picture material, to be honest with you. I feel like it's like a very distinct visual identity.
Yeah. And it's got the glasses down as well. It's got the little details.
It doesn't sound sold, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah.
The comic book one though. Oh wow. It even added the little speech bubbles. That's pretty cool.
Oh, that's nice.
What was the eureka moment? I'm confused.
It was when Nano Banana just worked. And then what I look like when I'm really old. Who knows what that?
I love that. And Amar, just to double click really quick, this is similar to what we saw in some of the other examples. Like it's literally just capturing an image. There's a bunch of prompts behind the scenes. Wow, you look good when you get old.
That's really, really old. But yeah, no, it's literally just that. It is, and that's the cool thing about this app. We want you to remix these apps and actually take them into your own direction, add your own filters. And so what you'll see is when you're hovering over in this app, we're actually telling you what the filters are. We're telling you what prompt it's giving the model. And the model is just working with that and transforming these images, which is, it's just amazing. You just need 1 or 2 good prompts and you'll get great results.
That's sick. I love it. Kat, do you have more stuff to show? I'd love to
Yeah, I want to show, well, one, it did work with one prompt. We're back.
Nice.
And it gave me layers for the fall background, which is important. But
How
I
many
wanted to
prompts? How many prompts did it take? Was it just like one more prompt and you were good, or did you really have to tell the model it was going to get fired if it didn't come in the
I was
same?
tempted, but I gave it one shot first and it nailed it. So no threat needed. But yeah, so it updated just based on this one prompt. Love to see it. But I also wanted to show how easy it is to share your applets with the world in a few different ways. So
Mm.
if I click this share app in the top right,
All right, Kat, this is another example where I think our faces are going to be covering this. So I don't know if our production crew can make us disappear and focus on the top right-hand corner of the screen. Wonderful. Wow, this is magic.
perfect. So if we click share in the top right, again, there's this publish option. So I can enable this and that puts this link live for anyone to access. So I can go tweet this. I know you're all dying to play with virtual try-on, so I'll share this on social after. But makes it super easy to share your apps with the world. And then for folks who like to keep their GitHub commit graph lit up, you can also create a new repository from here and add commits as you go and make commits along the way to keep your applet up to date with GitHub. And then you can also access that from other tools you may be vibe coding in. So you can also see, again, 2.5 Flash. Flashlight actually generates a nice commit message for me, and I can stage and commit these changes, and it'll go ahead and sync to GitHub, which is a great option. I have the link to my repository here.
That's awesome. And Pat, I want to share these apps with my friends, but they're usually using them on their phones. Do these apps work across the phone too?
Yeah, definitely. You can go access these links on mobile as well, and you'll be able to play with the apps. And you can also even use the code assistant as well and start remixing your apps.
Awesome.
I didn't realize we landed that on mobile. You can remix on mobile right now, but you can't start from scratch yet. We don't yet have the like from scratch experience. That's coming hopefully soon.
From scratch experience is going to be a lot better soon. So the one thing is you need to stay on the page when you're running prompts in Code Assistant, etc., and stay with us as you vibe code. If you go and kick out to another app or something while you're generating right now, it'll get interrupted. But in the future, that'll be super seamless. So you can just submit prompts on the go, come back 10 minutes later, open it on your computer, open it on your mobile device, and see the progress of your generation. And yeah, the last option we have is this deploy to Cloud Run option. So if you also want to deploy your app into your own domain, you can use Cloud Run and Google Cloud to deploy it. And we will go ahead and containerize your app, make it super simple. This is the only button you need to press. It'll take a couple minutes to go live, but super easy to get started. And oh, wow, that was really fast. Great work, Cloud Run. So yeah, now I have this app URL and can open it and it's good to go. So I can go, share this link as well. And
Kat, I genuinely can't tell if you staged that or not, if you were just pretending it was going to take minutes or if it's usually always that fast.
no, that was a particularly fast one. And by that, I mean, it's always that fast. No, usually it's a minute or two, but that one was particularly impressive. So one of the times where the demo gods were with us.
I love that. I'm looking at the comments on X and someone saying stuff about rejections and sometimes it doesn't work, and then if you try again it does work. We'll look into this. I think there'll probably be some like day one, first week hiccups as far as all the different configurations go. So it's a good suggestion. Someone asked for queuing prompts, so we're taking live feature requests now. Prompt queuing, sick. We should do it.
Did Logan pay you to say that?
No.
No, so we're working on it. You'll have it soon.
Someone said, is ai.studio/apps down? Let's see.
Shouldn't be.
No, it's working for me. Maybe it's not working for everyone else, but it works for me. Alexander Chen from Creative Labs is in the chat also watching.
It's app.
It's app. That's why. Sorry.
Studio/app.
Are you sure it's not apps? It says apps on the top in the top left-hand corner of the stream.
Maybe both work, but both work.
There we go. Look at that.
So no, it is not down.
I love it. Someone's building a thumbnail generator, which is super cool. I feel like that's actually another great use case. Amar, you hand built some of the thumbnails with someone else on our team for this live stream, but I feel like next time we'll have to do it. We'll have to do it using Nano Banana purely. I think Nano Banana was involved, but there was also a little bit of Figma involved.
Nano Banana was involved. Yeah. It made all the animations. Natalie, shout out to her, who put us all in these like anime outfits and made it really easy.
I love it. Well, this was a ton of fun. We should do more of these. We've got a bunch of work to do and many meetings and other stuff to ship. But I appreciate you both for hanging out and vibe coding. Lots more stuff with Nano Banana coming, lots more stuff with AI Studio coming. So thanks everyone for tuning in and hanging out. And we will see you on the internet. Sending, answering product feedback and requests and telling us when things aren't working. Ping Kat and Amar, don't ping me. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, thanks guys. It was super fun riffing with you.
Yeah.
Folks.
Bye everyone. See ya. Have a great day.
Testing, testing, testing. All right, give me 1 second to adjust the sound levels here and we'll get going. So what did everybody think about, I guess Nano Banana was the original name, and now called, what is this, Gemini 2.5 Flash Image Preview. What does everybody think? I personally, yeah, this was the Nano Banana. They're calling it something else now, but this is what it was. And I gotta say, as an image editor, it's looking, so far I've been testing, it's pretty good. I'll show you a couple of generations right now. Give me 1 second. All right, testing, testing. Boom. So here, I'll say, what was the prompt? Give me beautiful blonde hair, and it does. So it seems to be pretty good at adding stuff. You change the text to Nano Banana, it does that very, very easily. So if we're talking about its abilities to do image editing, text editing, they said text editing was one of the weaker points of it, but I mean, this looks pretty good. It definitely, took the same sort of font and everything else and style. So I gotta say, it's looking pretty good. So let's make the background in space near a black hole. And I just got notification that I actually completely forgot this. Apparently, I'm doing an interview in 10 minutes. So I am so sorry, completely blanked. Apparently, I'm doing 2 interviews with people today that I completely blanked on. Yeah, Joseph, thank you so much. Right? I should use that for all my thumbnails. It's looking pretty good. I can't complain. Let's see. There was another one that it did that were pretty good. I did a few different generations. Anyways, but today I'm talking to Hans, who used to podcast with Farzad. So for those people that know him, we're going to do an interview with him, just kind of chat about some of the stuff that Elon Musk has been up to. West Cruise, I like that. Yeah. Actually did a better one here. Let me see if I can get it. I feel like this one was even better with the long, flowy hair. I might start using that for all of my thumbnails. And there's a few other ones that I did. So far, the image generation quality, well, the image editing quality is excellent. The image generation, all that stuff, people are saying it's not as good. I haven't fully tested quite yet. I beat Google on the live stream. I was very surprised about that. I think it's because they're doing, for the Google developers, for some reason it wasn't as, plus they haven't announced it, before. So joining Whitesnake, yeah, there you go. Let me see if I can change it to graffiti. Change text to graffiti. How do you spell graffiti? That's probably not how you spell it. West Pitt, yes, thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely. I gotta say, I mean, it kind of looks realistic. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, I'll do a full thing, full coverage of this in a little bit later. Like I was trying to just quickly jump online because they just announced it like 10 minutes ago before they started live streaming. So I figured I'd jump on and check it out. So give me kind of on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being, amazing, 1 being nothing. Like how hyped are you about this particular thing? You know what I mean? Are you excited about this? This seems like, if you're doing image editing and stuff like that, this seems like it would be a great addition to your suite of tools. I mean, I don't think this is this a Photoshop killer? Is this going to take a bite out of Photoshop usage, do you think? Do the interview live. I don't know if we can do that. If we can, oh, look at that. So this is graffiti, nano, banana. Is that graffiti? Nano definitely is graffiti-like. Banana is too clean and neat. I mean, nano, they nailed the graffiti look, 100%. Banana is a little bit more like even or whatever, too neat to be graffiti, but I gotta say, that's pretty good. 9 out of 10 because of the editing capabilities. I gotta say the editing is excellent here. And by the way, later today we're interviewing the people that keep making full-blown games with Grok, with images and all sorts of other stuff. So we'll have that up for you guys later. So if you're interested in vibe coding games, we're talking to 2 people that are just cranking these pretty big, pretty impressive games out with full graphics, Vampire Survivor style and all of that stuff. So that's my evil twin brother. That's right. Yeah, I'm really curious to know what's going to happen to the App Store if everybody can make their own apps, and even some people are talking about at some point, perhaps on your phone, like on whatever edge device that you're using, it's going to just auto-generate whatever apps you need. So you'd be curious to see where SaaS goes, where app stores go when stuff like this is just easier to create on the fly. Yeah, fix the banana. Is it watermarked? Yes. It looks like that's actually a great question. I don't know if you guys can see. But right there in the bottom right, you are able to see their sort of AI image icon, whatever they call it. So right there. All right. No, it's still not turning the banana into graffiti, which is weird. But I do have that interview completely blank in 4 minutes, so I'm going to be getting off. I apologize. I completely blanked on what time it is because usually all the stuff that we schedule, I get notifications. I'm aware of it, and then the stuff that other people schedule for us, I'm glad that I got a notification because otherwise they would be calling me right now. Hey, where are you? So yes, thank you so much. You can remove it yourself. Yeah, they were talking about doing some sort of a, not a watermark, I forget what they call it, but something that's a little bit more that we can't see, but I guess like watermarking, but that's just not as visible. So something that's in there that suggests that it's AI, but it's not visually obvious. So I'm really forward to at some point trying out Genie 3. That's going to be very, very interesting. So far, most of the stuff that it did very well. There was just a few I asked for pixel art. It didn't do it that well. It can't change the banana to that same sort of flowy graffiti texture. But other than that, it's absolutely. So Volpe's in Culta saying, I don't know, my Photoshop is pirated, as all software should be. Spoken like a true pirate. And on that wonderful note, let me get off. I use Photo P for people that are not familiar with it. It's just photopea.com. It's free. And if you have an ad blocker installed, it's phenomenal. It's really good. It's basically a copy of Photoshop. There's just a few things here and there where Photoshop is better at, but man, for the most things, this is just terrific. So Photo P. Mira Murati is the AI chosen one. I'm very curious to see what she's cooking up there. Anyways, thank you all so much. Thank you so much for joining us, joining me today. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.